Kansas football has gotten off to a hot start in 2025, and I think some people have forgotten just how dangerous this team could be with Lance Leipold and the talent that is coming up. Not just the talent that is coming up, not the recruiting that Lance Leipold is doing for the future, but the team they have right now at this moment. In week 0, they impressed against Fresno State. I am recording this on a Friday, so this is being recorded before they play the FCS opponent, but they're not going to lose. If I make this video and they lose, that would be embarrassing. But I am very high on this Kansas team after seeing what I saw in week 1. So for this video, I want to break down 10 reasons why I think they could be dangerous, maybe compete for a Big 12 title. Maybe I'm a bit late to this video, but I really want to talk about this Kansas team. So without further ado, let's get into the 10 reasons. Starting off at number 1, I think it's simply Lance Leipold. The 6-year head coach for Buffalo did a pretty good job in his last 3 years. His first half with Buffalo was pretty bad, but in his last 3 seasons, 2018 through 2020, he led a very bad Buffalo program to 24 wins and only 10 losses. In 2021, he took over one of the worst Power 4 programs in recent memory, maybe the worst. Kansas was absolutely terrible in the 2010s, winning 1 or 2 games basically every season. If they get lucky, they win 3 or 4, and that was saying something. In 2021, they won 2 games, but the following season, he turned them around. He led them to a bowl game. They went 6-7, but it didn't stop there. In 2023, with the rising star at quarterback and Jalon Daniels, they went 9-4. They did this with less talent, recruiting at the bottom of the Big 12. But as we head into a new era of college football, Kansas is getting more money. They're using the portal. Heading into 2024, there was a lot of expectations for this team, but they did disappoint going 5-7 with a bad start to the season. A lot of people kind of backed off of Lance Leipold, maybe thinking he wasn't a top 10 or top 15 head coach. In 2024, they had the worst recruiting class, but they got talent. But in 2025, after seeing what I saw in week 1, I'm pretty high on this team. I know it's still early, they had to replace a lot, but those receivers look nice, the running backs look nice, and Jalon Daniels, when fully healthy, is a top 10 quarterback, and I'll stick to that. The problem with this Kansas team is that Jalon Daniels has not been able to stay 100% healthy. And they just had inconsistency issues last season, but they had a good end to the season, winning most of their last games of the season. Lance Leipold has proven he is a head coach and I can trust him. He really makes it work with nothing, so he is the first reason why this team could be dangerous. And as I talked about a bit previously, the second reason why I think this team could be dangerous is because of the quarterback Jalon Daniels. I watched him against Fresno State. The dude was making incredible plays inside and outside of the pocket. He is a very good quarterback when fully healthy. He has stayed loyal to this Kansas team. He's a 6th-year senior. In his first game, he was nearly perfect, 18 for 20, 90% completion, 176 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. They really ran the ball a lot and ran the clock. Jalon Daniels didn't even need to be this super good quarterback, but he looked very good in the limited time he had passing the ball in that game. In his career, he has thrown for 6,900 yards with a completion percentage of 62, 28 touchdowns to 24 interceptions. 2024 was a rough year. It was one of his worst at Kansas, probably his worst. He threw nearly as many interceptions as he did touchdowns, but I think we have just forgotten how good he can be when he's fully healthy at his best. And that is another team why I think this team could be dangerous. He is a very good quarterback at his best. The third reason is because I think they have a tough running back room and a good running back room again. Despite losing Devin Neal, I think I was sleeping on this running back room. Both those backs look super athletic and speedy. Daniel Hishaw Jr. had 13 carries for 69 rushing yards. He is also a veteran, a 5th-year senior for this team. He has ran for 1,500 rushing yards in his career at Kansas. He hasn't had that massive breakthrough season, but with Devin Neal gone, he is ready and capable to show his abilities. But it's not just him. I think they got an excellent pickup out of the portal in Layshawn Williams. He only had 6 carries, but he had 57 rushing yards. He is also a senior. He has ran for 1,300 yards in his career. He didn't do much at Iowa in 2024, but Caleb Johnson was that guy. He was one of the best backs in the nation. But let's not forget, in 2023, he had 821 rushing yards for Iowa. This dude is very good. They also got some other young guys. Marshall's a good running back. This is a team to watch out for and a good running back room. Number four, it's because the transfers are impressing very early. Sometimes it takes transfers a little bit of time to get going in a system, but boy, Cam Pickett looked excellent in week one. He definitely is a great pickup out of the portal, and he will replace the production that they lost from receivers. This is a team that only returns a few starters on offense heading into this season, so they have a lot of transfers. The talented transfer in Emmanuel Henderson Jr. had 3 catches for 24 yards. Cam Pickett had 6 catches for 77 yards. The dude looked super shifty and speedy out there. He looked like one of the most talented players on the field. He had 2 touchdown catches. And Cam Pickett is a guy that went for 528 receiving yards in his first season at Ball State. He's young and gifted. It doesn't stop there, though. Bengali Kamara looked very good off the edge. He had a sack on defense. He's the transfer from South Carolina. I already talked about the running back, LaShawn Williams. He looked good. Lyric Rouse, I don't know if I pronounced that last name right. He had a good game for them with 5 tackles. He was a contributor at safety for Oklahoma State the last 2 seasons. He is a starter for Kansas this year. They had some good transfers, stepping up on defense. The defense is looking much better. And with the transfers already gelling, this could be a dangerous football team. My fifth reason is because of the home field advantage. I think people seem to forget basically all of their games were neutral site fields last season. They went to random stadiums, played at the Chiefs NFL Stadium, and then they also had road games. So they did not have their home field advantage, and it was definitely a tough season. But they do have more attendance this season, and the crowd was rocking in week one. That has to be a confidence booster for this team. They have a lot of things lining up for them to have a good season, and home field advantage, I do believe, is one of them. The sixth reason is because they have a pretty solid offensive line with 3 seniors starting a veteran offensive line. They got some big body guys on the right side, guys that have played a lot of football in their career. A good offensive line sets a foundation, and Lance Leipold has been pretty solid at building the line of scrimmage, and he keeps getting better. They were able to run the ball against a team that was pretty solid on defense last season in Fresno State, 38 carries for 207 yards. A lot of different guys having good rushes, and the offensive line did its job. Again, this is a veteran offensive line. A good offensive line makes the rushing attack dangerous regardless of what running back you have. And I expect that veteran offensive line to contribute to this Kansas team's success this season. But what about that defensive line? At number seven, I think they have a very strong, but not also strong, but a very deep defensive line. DJ Withers, Tommy Dunn Jr., Justin Finkley, all these guys have a ton of experience. They're seniors. Kansas returned a lot of pieces up front. They lost some pieces in the secondary, but the defensive line is a big strength for this team. Justin Finkley is a guy to watch out for along the edge for this Kansas team. He's a transfer from a very talented Texas defense that contributed a bit. Again, Lance Leipold continues to build along the line of scrimmage, so that's where you win football games. They retained a couple of 300-pound defensive tackles. And I cannot leave off Dean Miller, one of the better edge rushers in the Big 12, is back for Kansas. He had 32 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 6 sacks last season on the edge. The number two at the defensive tackle positions are pretty good with Keenan Caldwell and Blake Harrell. Those are some big guys. Alex Bray is very good off the edge as well. He had 20 tackles for Illinois last season. He's a transfer. He impressed in week 1.5 tackles for loss and 3 total tackles. This is a very deep defensive line with a lot of experience, and I think it could lead them to a very good season. Definitely watch out for that defensive line. I didn't mention the linebacker room, but that linebacker room is very good as well. Trey Lathan is very good, and Bengali Kamari is a great transfer. And I kind of already covered it, but my eighth reason is because they have a lot of leadership in that front seven. In that front seven, they have 6 seniors and 1 junior. They also have a bunch of experience at the twos. I talked about transfers earlier, and I did make the mistake to leave Trey Lathan off. He's an experienced linebacker transfer from West Virginia. This is a guy that had 79 tackles, 9 TFLs last season, a couple of sacks. He impressed in week 1 with 8 total tackles. There's just so many good transfers, and they have a deep front seven. They have a lot of experience in that front seven. Trey Lathan is very good. Bengali Kamari is a good transfer as well. And also a veteran, Jason Gilliam, is back for them. He's at around 30 tackles in the last 2 seasons and some TFLs. Not a bad linebacker. I could talk about that front seven all day. I think it's one of the better front sevens in the Big 12, and I think it gives them a shot this season. On number 9, it is because of the young talent they have, especially in the secondary. They may have lost a lot of pieces in the secondary, but guys like Austin Alexander, Taylor Davis, and Jalen Todd are talented. In the 2023 class, they had one of the better classes in the Big 12. Austin Alexander was one of the recruits out of that class. He is starting this season, I believe. He is a redshirt freshman for this team, and in his first game, he had 4 tackles and a TFL. Taylor Davis at safety impressed early last season. He is back. In his first season, he had 33 tackles and a tackle for loss. And Jalen Todd is also a talented guy, and he impressed a little bit in his first season. He didn't start or do anything crazy, but he did have a couple of pass deflections, and he gets his chance to step up. We'll see how he does, but he is talented. My main question mark with that defense is the secondary, but they do have young talent there. And some of those sophomores and freshmen are starting over seniors. Lance Leipold knows how to develop. I shouldn't leave off the freshman redshirts either. And Dacus Brinkley and John Camara, both of them made an impact in week 1. Brinkley is the right defensive end. Brinkley had 5 tackles in week 1. He's a redshirt freshman. They have a lot of young guys stepping up, and I think they're much better at the 2 this season on defense. And I think Lance Leipold will continue to build off of that. There is a lot of young talent on this defense, and I'm probably missing some names. And the last reason is because they do have a manageable schedule. Through their first 6 weeks, they have 2 road games. It's at Missouri, it's at UCF. They get West Virginia and Cincinnati at home. 2 games they'll probably be favorites in. And I honestly think that game at Missouri is winnable. There's potential for them to start 6-0. They do get some tough games in the back half of the schedule, but if Lance Leipold has this team rolling in the end of the season like they did last season, then they could definitely do great things. That Kansas offense came out hot. It's playing like it did at the end of last season. They do play Kansas State, Texas Tech, and Iowa State, but Kansas State didn't look all that great. They get Utah at home to finish the season. It's not a gauntlet schedule, and it is manageable. They could make their way to the Big 12 title, and they have some games where they could show out in. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those are the 10 reasons why I think Kansas football is dangerous this year, possibly a Big 12 title contender. But let me remind you guys to like the video and also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content and we basically cover everything on this channel. So definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and peace out.